The quote, "Do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better," by Maya Angelou is a powerful reminder that life is not about perfection, it is about growth. At any given moment, you are acting from the level of awareness you currently have. Your decisions, reactions, and behaviors are shaped by what you know, what you've experienced, and what you've been taught. Sometimes, looking back, you may feel regret or even embarrassment about past choices. But this quote gently reframes that feeling. You were doing the best you could with the understanding you had at the time. That realization brings compassion toward yourself. But Angelou doesn't stop there. She adds a second, equally important responsibility. When you know better, do better. Growth is not automatic, it is a choice. Learning something new, becoming more aware, or gaining wisdom creates a moment of decision. You can either stay the same, or you can evolve. Growth begins with awareness. Imagine a student who never learned effective study habits. They procrastinate, cram before exams, and struggle with poor results. At that stage, they might believe they are simply not smart enough. But one day, they learn about time management, active recall, and spaced repetition. Suddenly, they know better. Now comes the real test. Will they keep repeating old habits, or will they apply what they've learned? If they choose to change, even if it's uncomfortable at first, they begin to do better. Over time, their results improve, but more importantly, their confidence grows. This is the transformation Angelou is talking about. Relationships and emotional growth. This quote is especially powerful in relationships. For example, someone might grow up in an environment where anger is the default response to conflict. As an adult, they may react by shouting, shutting down, or hurting others without realizing it. Later in life, they learn about emotional intelligence, communication, and empathy. At that moment, they face a choice. Continue reacting the same way, or pause, reflect, and respond differently. Doing better might look like taking a breath instead of raising their voice, listening instead of interrupting, expressing feelings instead of projecting anger. It's not about never making mistakes again, it's about making fewer of the same mistakes because you've learned. Letting go of shame, embracing responsibility. One of the most beautiful aspects of this quote is how it balances grace and accountability. It frees you from harsh self-judgment about your past, but it also challenges you not to stay stuck in it. For example, someone who once held narrow or biased views may later be exposed to different cultures, ideas, or perspectives. Instead of denying their past or feeling paralyzed by guilt, they can choose growth. Acknowledge, "I didn't know better before." Act, "Now that I do, I will think, speak, and act differently." This is how real change happens, not through perfection, but through honest evolution. Progress, not perfection. This quote also reminds us that becoming better is a continuous journey. There will always be new things to learn, new perspectives to understand, and new ways to improve. Think of life as a staircase. Each step represents new awareness. Each step asks for a better version of you. You don't need to jump to the top. You just need to keep stepping upward. A way to live. To truly live this message means being gentle with your past self, staying open to learning, taking responsibility for your growth, choosing better actions when you know better. In the end, it's not about never being wrong. It's about not staying the same once you realize you were. That is how wisdom is built. That is how character is formed. And that is how a person slowly, intentionally becomes better than they were yesterday.